post-war, used by the PRXIX survey, briefly working as a freighter before joining a search and rescue flight where it served until finally being sold by them in 1961. There you see those beautiful searchlights and the pontoons on the side. And there is a memorial to the original loss of Miss Pickup, recorded on the Counting the Cost of Memorial sculpture at the American Air Museum down at the Imperial War Museum of Duxford.
Really tight turning circle as well, it seems, for such a, you know, a large aircraft. It seems like it can turn on a penny.
And of course, in its original role as both hunting submarines, this would enable it to locate, drop depth charges and turn, and also for rescuing as well, of course. You'll be able to see the people you're rescuing and then come round and immediately give them some reassurance that you spotted them and that you were coming down. Now, I think we're going to get ready here for a beautiful photograph moment as the Swordfish, the Wildcats and the Wasp fly in. And I think we're going to have a beautiful break for everyone with your cameras. If you get those ready, we're hoping this is going to be a beautiful break just as they fly in. Served as a staff officer who headquarters the flag officer of Naval Aviation for the Royal Naval Flying Training Management Team within the Ministry of Defence in London. So the Wasp Mark I was introduced in 1954 with the first generation jet engine helicopter built by the Royal Navy based on an original Sergeant Grob concept of a light utility helicopter for the British Army. Flying for you today the D-Day invasion strikes added in 1984 for the 40th anniversary celebration. She's also been adopted by the city of Liverpool, and she proudly displays the city's name on her side. It's now falling into carousel, rotating around each other and then climbing vertically in front of. And again, they are just one rotor distance from each other there. That's really some control of your aircraft. They're completely right, and the training, they're so well trained, they know exactly what to do. There we go. Let's get ready for that carousel. That, ladies and gentlemen, is skill. Get ready for when they come to the top. Once again, they'll be crossing for a handover. A full photo opportunity. Operates some of the same target systems as the Apache, of course, with a 360-degree four-color surveillance radar, which helps to improve the traffic of prey, and it has the necessary engine to the missile system specifically designed for use on the ground. A lot of other countries use the Strikemaster in an operational role. Of course, it's cheaper to operate than a Hawker Hunter, so for those nations that couldn't afford to operate a Hunter, they could afford to operate Strikemasters. But that didn't make it an unformidable foe. Jett. The aircraft, as I said, is the 300NG, rising from the hugely successful stable of the Extra Aircraft Company in Germany, the original EA300 designed in 1987 by Walter Extra, a former German aerobatic champion. They were talking about G there, Simon. That would be negative G, as they go over. Yeah. That's all the blood rushes to your feet. G being the standard of 1 gram. Michael's performed all over the world as a solo display pilot. And as part of a formation aerobatic team, he also flies some old warbirds, some heritage aircraft, and he's currently the youngest Spitfire pilot in the UK. Nice phone opportunity here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, very nice. Just letting the engine off. And there we go, dropping back down. Taking control, pulling down. Those precise movements with the stick, turning as we come across. The engine there, the Lycoming AE10 580, 315 horsepower. As Michael just lets it drift across for you here. Michael and Tom, inverse flying, saying hello to each other in the cockpit, waving nice and close. Probably about, I would say, maybe 3 meters apart from each other there, Simon.
Bob now rolls 90 degrees while pointing straight up before completing the stall turn at almost 0 airspeed. The two 90-degree turns allow Bob to continue in the same direction. The Tutor is operated by No. 6 Flying Training School in partnership with Babcock International Group, primarily flying University Air Squadron students. We are now in a high-energy section of the display with the derry turn, quarter clover, and now the loop, which is a quintessential aerobatic maneuver. As he pulls up, Bob is subject to 5G. He aims to pitch the aircraft around an imaginary circle in the sky. Even when inverted, the centrifugal forces keep him pressed into his seat.
Left up in the sky, ladies and gentlemen, for you today, the Aerosuperbatics, displaying for you smoke on, and the display has begun. Remember, the pilots and certainly Emma and Kirsten can see you, so lots of big waves, they will be waving to you, make sure you give them a wave back. And there we go, as you can see, our first full loop for you in Southport, those two Stearman aircraft coming back down to display fully for you. Allied pilots flying fighter bombers all over Europe in World War II, and they were often taught to fly in these American Stearman fighters. And in total, about 10,000 Stearmans were built by the end of the war in 1945. Nice big waves to Dave, Mike, Kirsten, and Emma as they come towards you. Crowd central here in Southport. That's it, nice big wave. Today are covered in Cessionite, a man-made fibre that is heat shrinkable and is tightened up using a tool similar to a domestic iron, rather like ironing your shirt for a day of work. Here we go, nice photo opportunity as we do a nice split crowd central. Very similar design to the Havilland type of course. For over 4,500 hours, displaying almost to 1,000 displays, all very close, displayed across the UK.
And Kirsten's favourite part of the routine is when the Wingwalkers climb around the aircraft. So you have to go pick up on the cliff and then get back into the seat. She loves the exhilaration and freedom of the aerobatics, so when they're upside down, So with the Wingwalker on top and the two wings, all that drag needs a really powerful engine, so they have the extra power for those manoeuvres, creating that chasing altitude, diving and pulling. All that energy is on the engine right at the front. And on Mike's wingtips we have Emma. Simon, what can you tell me about Emma? Well, Emma's got the best I've ever heard. She's been doing this since 2021, and her first line of her biog is marathon running, shark cage diving, kite surfing, skydiving, and now wing walking. You can see they're waving to you, they can see you. Big smiles and waves back to Emma and Kirsten and the Super Aerobatic team displaying for you in Southport. And that really makes their afternoon to see you enjoying the display. Those super powerful engines training what would have been just a rather sedated training aircraft into a, let's call it a circus performer, really. Obviously we're flying, the red arrows are displaying in formation of 9 for you later today. Red 10 obviously flies in as well in the 10th aircraft, so we're in the unfortunate position. Here we go, let's go. Right, here is the special biplane. High barrel roll there from left to right. Now flying out inverted. A flat turn there through 270 degrees. Right rudder. And then pulling through. And then shoulder rolls. Coming back to crowds. Roll there. Jet engines on again for that excellent one. And as we'll see later, the purpose of those two jet engines was to give more thrust than the weight of the aircraft. Amazing control. Rich Goodwin displaying why he is the master in this field. Not what you would expect to see from a biplane. Then reduce the thrust slightly. Lead, there we go, left snap, torque roll, full thrust. Richard was in the RAF. Of course, he trained on the Hawk, which is the jet you'll see flown later by the Red Arrow. He then joined 9th Squadron flying the Tornadoes. Something rather unique about these two aircraft, and that is around their engines. Okay. So the Spitfire, of course, we will all remember that being the Merlin engine, that classic sound in the Spitfire. Well, in fact, the Mark 19 displayed for you here is actually being powered by a 36.7 litre Rolls-Royce Griffin engine. Okay. Just hear that noise, a little whine. Yeah. Classic whine of the Merlin engine at the front there, the B-51. Griffin, more powerful behind. That beautiful whine of that beautiful Merlin engine. Stressed script skin aircraft with hydraulic actuated undercarriage, flaps and turrets extended by the boiler. Became the first radar-equipped night fighter and was the aircraft that got the first kill using that equipment. Representing the light bombs of the early war years. Sadly, the aircraft suffered another accident whilst landing at Duxford, again through no fault of the aircraft itself. But it was dismantled with the ownership transferring to Blenheim, Duxford in December 2003. Now, aside from its propulsion system and its twin boom configuration, from the company's design studies, it was decided to use a single-engine twin boom aircraft. The booms, of course, coming out from the wings of the aircraft. Fantastic engines, the two Eurojets. There'll be very little talking from me and Simon. Sit back and enjoy this full display of the Typhoon in Southport. away. Pulling his constant 9G, assisted by his full body G suit and pressure breathing. When he's pulling 9G, he's actually the equivalent weight of a Formula 1 car. Very graceful. Stand by. As those reheats go on. hour. Red 6 working hard ahead of those connections all the road starts to open the 10. 11, 8, 9, hold on. 2 and 3 rolls, Red 2 and 3 rolls to the outside. Clear, go, Red 4 and 5 rolls to the outside. In one of the hardest maneuvers for our new pilots to master each year, this is the roll.